What is up, guys? We are back. Another video today. I make videos when anytime there's something going on, people have disagreements. We go to the film and we find out who's right. Video today is Tyler Smith. He played left tackle in the past Cowboys game. He played left tackle slash left guard his rookie year with the Cowboys. Played left tackle in college, but he's been an all-pro left guard in the NFL. And people think that he could possibly be as good of a left tackle as a left guard. They think that, moving Tyler Smith to left tackle means we can move Guyton to right tackle and find a guard, which is easier to find. That's their argument anyway, right? Which I'll give credit where credit's due. It is easier to find a guard or a center than it is tackles. So I'll give you that. But we're going to hop in the film today and see, is Tyler Smith a left tackle, and is it worth moving him out of his position that he's been an all-pro at? So let's hop in the film and see what it says. Me personally, I am on the side of leave the all-pro at the position he's an all-pro at. Tyler Smith is naturally a guard, in my opinion. And if you move him to left tackle, you're asking Guyton to then move to right tackle. And I don't think people understand that this isn't Madden. We just don't get to switch your position, and you're just as good of a player as you were your previous position. Playing offensive line in college, switching sides can be done. Obviously, we see it happen all the time, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of work and time and muscle memory. And the example I always give people is whatever hand you use to wipe your behind after, you go do business, next time you do that, try using the other hand. It can be done, but you're going to feel so unnatural and out of touch. I think that's a really good analogy to use for like an everyday person, someone who might not have played offensive line ever in their life. So yeah, next time you go do number 2, whatever hand you use to wipe, use the other hand and see how it feels. Let me know how that goes for you. All right, enough talking about number 2. Let's hop into the film, and I'll just tell you right now, I typed in Tyler Smith over here. I put passing plays because run blocking, I have no issues with Tyler Smith at tackle. He can run block on any 5 positions. Run blocking, he's a big, strong, physical freak athlete. He can run block anywhere. It's pass blocking, 1, that's going to be his issue. 2, it's what tackles get paid to do, right? They get paid to pass block. So let's hop into it. And some of these plays, it's not true pass sets, so I'll just skim by them. If you're confused why I'm skimming by some plays, I'm only looking at true pass sets. I don't care play action, run action, stuff like that. Could care less about. All right, but let's go ahead and hop into it. All right, it looks good for y'all. All right. Yeah, here we get play action. He's just down blocking. Next play. And by the way, we're watching Olinemen. I want this shot right here. I don't need the wide view. So let's get into it. I think this is an action as well. I don't think this is it's not a true pass set. So we will get to the next one. All right, end zone. It looks so much better for y'all for the video than on my screen, but that's fine. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'll pause this for y'all. I'm going to let every play just run through once. We can watch it together, and then I'll get into the details of the play. All right, so let's rack that back, and let's go. Where's my settings at? Can I not make it slow-mo? Oh, okay. All good. I'll just pause it. All right. True pass set. And we'll see a lot of the issues with Tyler Smith and Pass Pro. He does have these issues sometimes at guard, but at tackle they get multiplied by 1,000 because you're on an island and you're in more space, right? So, and see, this is why I wish I could make it slow-mo, but I can't figure out how to do that. Here, look at his hands, right? They're out by his side, not in punching position because he doesn't trust his hands out here in space, right? He's more just being an athlete mirroring. All right. Gets his hands on, but we don't have a proper post foot. We would push off of this foot right here, post this way, and cut off an inside move. We don't have a post foot. So the defender gets inside. Now we're just trying to save the rep, push him far enough this way to get him out of the way. And we do. He doesn't touch Dak, but it's a pressure, right? So first true pass set of Tyler Smith this past weekend at left tackle. We give up a pressure. Which, tackles are going to give up pressures, but we're going to see a theme with why we give up pressures. Let's watch this play through, see if it's a true pass set. Not a true pass set. We'll move on to the next one. All right. Really quick, just to go over this. Like, when teams give you this mug look, the running back's really telling you the protection. So most likely, if I had to guess, the running back is going to be So there's usually, now you can do full slides, you can do base protections, but usually it's going to be a half slide man side, all right? And so the running back's responsibility is going to be inside linebacker to outside linebacker on the man side. So the left guard's going to be manned up on the first down lineman, left tackle's manned up on the second down lineman. Running back has the first interior linebacker. And then this is the slide side, so they're sorting it out. A gap, B gap, C gap, right? So if I had to guess, that's the responsibilities here. But let's watch Tyler Smith right here. All right. Let the play go through. Good catch, George. All right. See, now this is where Tyler Smith's fine, right? This is him blocking a D tackle. He can block D tackles all day long because he's a big, strong dude, right? So this is not where you're going to see deficiencies. Now, I will say, watch his feet here. Like, his feet are not the most... It's not teach tape feet, right? Like, his feet are a little all over the place. And we'll see that more throughout this film. That wasn't a terrible rep by him, but it's just that gets multiplied at tackle, where at guard, your feet can be a little sloppier, right? Not dealing with such freak athletes. These guys interior are freak athletes, but these guys out here. All right, let's see it. All right, so this is a good rep to talk over because there's a lot of good things here. Like, I'm gonna give him his props when he does good, and there's some things that, even though he wins the rep, are red flags for why he's maybe not a natural tackle. All right. All right, boom. All right. So you saw him throw that, we call it a flash. You flash your hand to get the D lineman into his set, into his move, but you're not actually punching, right? You're just faking him to get him to do his move, right? That's a good thing, right? So that shows a little bit of comfortability out here. The thing I'll say, and Terrence Steele also does this a lot, and that's why Terrence Steele is not the greatest pass blocker in the world. So look how turned his shoulders are. Look how turned his shoulders are. In a perfect world, your shoulders are facing forward, and it's easier to do in the interior. Obviously, that's why it's easy. It's tackles pass blocking is much harder, right? In a perfect world, your kick setting out here and keeping your shoulders square as long as possible. Now, eventually shoulders are going to have to turn, but the battle at tackle is keeping shoulders square as long as possible. All right, so boom, flashes the hand, D-lineman gets into his move. Now we get hands on. Our shoulders are completely turned. Don't love that. I wish they would stay at least a 45-degree angle, but he's such a big, strong, athletic dude. He can win reps like that. Like, he can play left tackle at an above average level 100% because he's just a freak athlete, right? But would you rather have, him be an above average tackle or the best guard in football? That's the argument. And that involves moving Tyler Guyton over to right tackle. All right, let's watch this rep right here. See, this is something right here. He does this a lot at tackle. His arms are out. He's not confident in his feet or his punch out in space. And see, we miss with our punch, right? We miss with our punch. Now we get lucky and look at our feet, right? Our feet are completely turned. We didn't keep our feet moving while punching. We miss. We've lost this rep. Our feet can never be like this in a pass rep, right? Feet never want to be like this. Now we get lucky. This defensive end falls. Honestly, the ref probably could have called a hold. Didn't. But that's a bad rep, right? Now, Dak Prescott doesn't get touched. But look at our punch. Miss, causes our feet to be bad. Now, we score a touchdown on the play. But I'm more of a process over results type of guy. Like, I want to see, I want to see good technique. I want to see you getting better and doing things correctly rather than, Dak didn't get touched. It's a good play. All right, let's watch this play. Let's see what happens. Motion Turpin to the backfield. All right. We can talk about this. All right. Pause this bad boy real quick. Now, this is never a position we want to be in with our feet. We are fully extended here. We are fully extended. Don't have a lot of power, right? Because it looks like to me, now I could be wrong, I don't know their calls. They were based up because the center stays. No, excuse me. This is the slide side, if I had to guess. This is the man side. So Booker's on this dude, Steele's on this dude, A gap, B gap, C gap. Last man in the slide, if anything crosses his face, leaves the slide. So that's why BB goes with them. All right. So Smith has C gap, Bass has B gap, BB has A gap, right? That's what I would assume is the call. I don't know. I'm not on the team. All right. So Smith's thinking, all right, this guy could go C gap or B gap. He goes B gap. Good job passing it off. Don't love the feet. But look, our hands are outside and we're about to lunge with our hands, right? We lunge, we miss, our feet are bad. We hold. Now we get the ball out. Turpin gets like 5-ish yards, right? Not the end of the world. But you can see like the technique breaking down the longer he has to stay in space, right? All right, let's see what this rep brings. Now, see, this is a good rep, and this is a great point, I think. If you try to run down the middle, well, one, as a pass rusher, you should never try to run down the middle of someone. That's bad. That's bad football. Two, if you try to run down the middle of this dude, you're going to go nowhere. He's bigger and stronger than 99% of the dudes in the NFL. All right? He flashes. His feet are good. His shoulders aren't that turned. Now, Steele is facing straight forward. His shoulders are square. I love that. His shoulders are slightly turned, but if they're on a 45, it's not the end of the world. But our hands are down. Look at our hands. We're not ready to punch right here whatsoever. I wish they were inside, ready to punch. Like, look at Steele's hands. Inside, elbows bent, ready to punch. These hands are not ready to punch. Now, we punch them, but we kind of miss. We get on the outside. We get on the outside of the defender's hands, right? So he won the punch. Now, Tyler Smith's such a freak athlete, and this is why he's such an elite guard. It doesn't matter. Because look at this position right here. This is a perfect blocking position. This is what we call a triple extension. Your ankles, excuse me. Your ankles, your knees, and your hips are all either were bent or bending, and power is coming through the ground through triple extension. This is why he's an elite guard, is because when he gets his hands on you and he stays in this position and anchors, nobody's getting by him. All right? Not a single soul in the NFL is getting by Tyler Smith when he gets in good blocking position and gets his paws on you, right? Drink some coffee. All right. See, now, I love the finish, right? Love the finish. Love nasty O-line play. But let's look at this. Because people will look at this and be like, sick play, bro. Look at him. Look at that. That's a sick play. Let's look at it. Flashes the hand, tries to get him to move. But look at our feet. They're close. They're not in a pure blocking position. Now we flash this hand, but this hand is not ready to punch. We miss our punch. We have a forward lean here. A little more than you would like, but we miss our punch. Both hands are on the back right now. Feet, we fully turned. We've lost the feet battle. We are now just drive blocking the defender this way. Now, Tyler Smith is such a badass that it doesn't matter. He can just put this dude in the dirt. But if the ref wanted to, he could have called a hold here. All right? So let's not get it twisted. I love the finish. But that could have been a hold, and that wasn't good technique, all right? Do not get it twisted. All right, let's see what we got here. Motion CD to the backfield. Really the same story, right? Really the same exact rep. Now, I like the set. Look at him. Shoulders are almost completely square to the football field. I like that. He meets him at a point where his shoulders are square. His hands are down. Hands are down. And we miss our punch again. When you punch, you want to punch to the center. Well, not necessarily the center. That's a good reference point. One hand should be higher. Usually your inside hand is a little higher. So his right hand would want to be right here on the the defender's left chest plate. And the left hand would be right below like the defender's right nipple. All right, so you have a steering wheel and you can turn him where you want him. We miss our punch, hands outside. We've lost the feet battle. We're now just drive blocking him this way. Now, does he get anywhere close to Dak? No. But it's not a pretty rep technique-wise. And when you're going against guys who are better pass rushers, be a bit of an issue, right? Can be a bit of an issue when you're going against a better pass rusher. Like, I believe now we have Khalil Mack over here. Again, have this mug look. So, in my opinion, it's probably going to be slide, man, Javonte manned up on this guy right here. That would be my opinion of what would happen. All right. Another interesting rep to break down. Let's do it. I like the initial set. Our shoulders are pretty square. They're not perfect, but they're pretty square. We look like we have at least a hand ready to punch. This inside hand is waiting, which is fine. Feet look decent, but now hands are outside. He's hugging. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Steele is a great tackle, but he's a natural tackle. Look at his hands. He's inside. He's waiting for that hand to punch inside. Now, obviously, it's different at guard. Look at Booker's hand. Inside. These hands are not going to end up inside. They're too wide, right? He's hugging. All right. Mac beats us around. Look at our feet. Now our only hope is to drive block this way. We get beat. This is a loss on the rep. Now Dak gets the ball out. Live to see another play. Not a great pass rep though. You keep seeing the same issues come up, and honestly, it's just one, it's him not being comfortable in space, and two, he's a freak athlete, but his feet are not quick for tackle standards. His punch is inconsistent for tackle standards. Now, when you move him in here to guard, all those issues go away, right? He just gets to use his natural strength. Nothing to really talk about that rep. Mac didn't even really rush, honestly. Let's see what this play's got. We'll come back to that. See, look, like, does the defender get anywhere close to Dak? No. But is this a good blocking position? It's okay. I would rather him be like Steele, who, again, is not a great tackle pass blocking wise. But he's used to it. He's natural at it, at least. Look at Steele. In front of his man fully, hands are inside. We're leaning forward a little more than I would like, but that's okay. We have a forward lean, our head's buried, our feet, our shoulders are completely facing the sideline. We don't have any 45 degree with our shoulders right here. Like, at least Steele has a little bit of 45 degree. We are completely facing the sideline. And our hands on his back. We missed our punch. Now, he's such a freak athlete, he can recover because he's a really good offensive lineman. But he's going to get beat by good pass rushers because of these things, right? Like, that's just how this works. Let's look at this one right here. All right. Mac is super wide. Mac, I mean, this is wider than a wide 9. This is like a slot corner, but it's Khalil Mack. All right. Now, if I remember watching this play live, and I believe you're going to see something funky out of Tyler Smith, and either it's him being a freak athlete, or it's actually really nuanced technique, but I don't know which, because he is a freak athlete, and he's also been in the NFL for a couple years, so they might be teaching him this. or he might be learning this on his own with a trainer or something. All right, boom, set. Now this dude's wide. The wider the defender, the deeper the set. Because think about it. All pass rushing is what's the fastest path to the quarterback. If I'm out here, it's out here, right? So the wider the defender, the deeper the set can be, so I can intersect that point, right? Not a math guy. Someone way smarter than me can probably say that better. His shoulders are already turned to the sideline. All right, he is crossing over and running. This is not a good position to be in. This is just him being a freak athlete. Now, I wonder if he was trying to, because I've seen some coaches and some high-level tackles, if you have a wide rusher, you can do what's called a skip set, and instead of a normal pop, 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 it's you skip there to get there quicker. But now he gets his feet in a good blocking position. I'll give him that. I don't know. I personally could never do that. I wasn't athletic enough to do that. His hands are not ready to punch. Hands miss. Look at the hands outside the shoulder pads. And Mac gets a pressure on Dak. He doesn't touch Dak, but he gets a pressure. Right? Alright, let's watch this play. I'm going to try to keep this video under 30 minutes, so we got about 3 minutes left. My last film breakdown was an hour and a half, so... Alright, let's watch it. Let's get after it. Let's see something. See, I wish, and again, like he doesn't play tackle, so I don't expect him to be good at this. I wish he would stop turning his shoulders towards the sideline, right? Meet him at the point with a kick step, get there, like here, and just keep going, because you want that knee. You always want to be half a man, right? Because the fastest way of the quarterback for him is to beat you inside. So if you're at left tackle, that left knee should be should be down the midline of his body. You always want to be half a man inside. So meet him there with a kick step and stay as square as possible. Look at the punch. Hands are outside. He's grabbing, right? He's not violent and inside with this punch. Hands get outside. We are completely facing the sideline. Now, we almost lose this rep. Javonte comes and chips. Now, we're in a perfect blocking position now. Let's post. Get this guy out of there. And we do a decent job of posting, right? Because that's what he does at guard all the time. He posts and gets people out of there. No issues there, right? We are at 29 minutes. This might be the last clip we get to watch. This is him blocking a D tackle. Look at the difference of him blocking a D tackle versus an edge. He gets his hands on. He anchors because he's not scared of the speed, right? He's not scared of the guy making a move and beating him athletically. Triple extension. Look, ankles to knee to hips are loaded. And we just sit down and shut it down, right? Let's watch one more play. I want to get one more, that was the GP touchdown. Great play. All right. Let's watch the end zone clip. All right. And Tyler Smith right here. This is good. This is a good rep here. I don't like the hands, but the feet. He meets him at the intersection point, square-ish, and with shoulders not facing the sideline. This is a good rep. Ooh, we get hands inside. Now we're leaning a little bit. We can recover from leaning. We get hands inside the lean. We don't recover from the lean. He cross chops. You can't see it. I'm going to guess he cross chops this Tyler Smith's left hand and gets by. All right. So now we're beat. We're just drive blocking this way. And they didn't throw a hold. All right, let's watch one more. All right. Let's see what we got on this play. Last play, I swear. Last play. Oh, this is a good one. This is a great one to end on. We can talk about twist pickups. All right, let's talk about twist pickups real quick. All right, twist pickups. All right, I'm gonna get on my soapbox really quick. I know it's already 31 minutes. All right, because this is something that really pisses me off when talking like PFF, and they get this wrong all the time. Who knows it's a twist? Right now, neither of them. Who knows it's a twist? Tyler Smith knows he has the looper, right? Bass doesn't know anything. Bass is just blocking his defensive tackle. He has no clue there's a looper, right? So it's Tyler Smith's responsibility to say, whatever word. In college, we said bump, 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 right? So he has the loop. The guy with the looper knows to twist. Bump. You have to post into this defensive tackle and take him over so Bass can recover and take over the looping defensive end. Tyler Smith does a really good job. He took over the tackle. Now Bass is in a bad situation here and gets beat. But look at the position. We're seeing a familiar theme. When Tyler Smith is blocking a D tackle, he feels comfortable getting into this position. And two, when he gets in this position, no one's getting by him. Hands are inside. We're anchored in triple extension. And there's not a soul in the NFL that's getting by him. All right. We are at 33 minutes almost, so hey, I hope this was a productive watch. Let me get out the sun for you. I hope this was a productive watch. I hope you learned something. I don't think Tyler Smith is a tackle in the NFL. I think he's a guard. I think he's a damn good guard. He's an all-pro, potential Hall of Fame offensive guard. Leave Guyton at left tackle. Find a right tackle if you want to get rid of Steele. Don't move a Hall of Famer to somewhere he's not comfortable playing. I feel like that's very idiotic. But that's why I'm just an idiot with a microphone. All right? I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.